And now we take you to KwaZulu-Natal, where the newly formed MK party has been leading the dashboard from the early hours of this morning. Newzroom Afrika's Nobuhle Modise brings us the latest. Nobuhle, I mean, we've seen an unprecedented lead by the MK in that particular province. Perhaps not a surprise, but however, maybe surprising to some, considering that the party was, well, basically the party came into being in December of 2023. So they've not had a lot of time to gain that traction, but they've seemingly done incredibly well in the province. To what would we accredit this?
You're right, Chaba. I mean, they formed barely 6 months ago, and these numbers that we are seeing here behind me are in the midst of, their own internal party battles, also in the midst of the former President Jacob Zuma not being able to contest these elections. But look at the numbers that we are seeing. But you know that the KwaZulu-Natal province is more culturally inclined to traditionality and, tradition, and most of the voters here like to vote for someone who's sort of a father figure, a type of person. And with the death of the former Zulu Prime Minister Ubabu Mangosuthu Buthelezi, that left a void. And when you're on the ground and you speak to people, some of the people, when you try and find out why it is that they're voting the MK, some are obviously those who come from the ANC as their home and saying that they are disgruntled and therefore they are moving house. And then you even find those who are from the IFP who are saying, they don't serve me anymore, and this is why I'm voting as an MK member. So now that's why they identify with, most of them are saying they identify with someone they know, which is the former president, Jacob Zuma. But I was told to keep this brief. I do have with me Chris Pappas, who is the DA KZN premier candidate. And he walked in here very excited. The tension here is quite thick. You could cut it with a knife. But he's quite excited. I mean, if we look at the numbers, you are not doing badly at all if we compare these numbers to the last election.
Yeah, not at all. So firstly, I just want to say thank you. You've actually given one of the most accurate analysis of the KZN landscape that I've heard from any journalist in this whole election. So thank you for doing that. It's amazing listening to you. But yeah, it's exciting. I'm excited for our democracy. I'm excited for KZN. Political landscape has completely shifted in this province, and we know that from November last year with the emergence of the MK, and you've given a good analysis of the IFP as well. But I think the lesson of this election is listen to your voters, listen to your members. You must be able to adapt and change as a political organization to be able to suit the times that you're in politics. And I think some political parties have managed to do that, and some political parties have not listened at all. So still early days. The big metros are the metro is still a little bit counted, but I'm excited for our democracy.
What does this mean for eThekwini? Let's talk about what these numbers actually mean for eThekwini. You did say earlier when we were speaking off camera that this is essentially a factional battle between the ANC and the MK party.
It absolutely is, and I think when the votes are counted here in the metro, we're going to find that the DA is the biggest political party, the single biggest political party in the metro. The ANC and the MK are going to split each other's votes, and that leads to questions that we have to ask around 2026. What does this particular metro, the 60% of the provincial economy, look like? But I think that's the same story that's going to be replicated across the province. And if the ANC is unable to win wards, which is looking all likely, I mean, these are the official results, but we get them from our party agents all the time. You relegate the ANC to a party of proportional representation as opposed to a party who is able to win specific geographic areas.
You're faring quite well. I mean, you were showing me some votes from Mpendle, where in the past you received from a voting station that's quite small, you received 1 vote, and now you're at 58 votes. I mean, you guys are doing quite well.
Yeah, I'm really proud of the team that's worked over this election. We've really tried to build the DA in KwaZulu-Natal into a political party that resonates with as many communities as possible, with a clear voice, a clear message, and a clear mandate. And I'm really excited for the rural areas. I come from rural areas, so I know the potential when you build trust with people and you actually integrate yourselves into the community as a political party. And we've done that. And the record turnouts here in eThekwini, the line stretched until 1 o'clock in the morning, people voting, and a lot of those were in DA stronghold areas. So when those votes are eventually counted, we'll see this tick up, but it's looking good for the DA in KwaZulu-Natal.
Thank you very much. That is the DA's premier candidate here in KwaZulu-Natal, Chris Pappas, just reflecting on these preliminary results that we're seeing on the dashboard behind me. But I will hand back to you, Mas Chaba.